Are you a business nomad who's constantly traveling around the world, or you don't have a permanent place of residence? In today's video, I am going to talk to you about the pros and cons of forming a foreign corporation for your nomad adventures. Hi, my name is Andrew. I'm the managing attorney here at Molai Law, where we help entrepreneurs just like you start your businesses without having to deal with the complicated legal forms. Our done-for-you service is backed by over 2,800 five-star Google reviews, and we can help you start your business too. The purpose of these videos are to provide you with as much guidance in the beginning stages of your business. So if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, as well as a bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. Starting a business as a nomad is very exciting. There's many different pros to starting your own business. 1, you can work for yourself. 2, you're able to work from anywhere in the world. And 3, you're able to have that freedom to also travel. In considering where to form a business, many nomads, many entrepreneurs look to form a corporation overseas. So let's go ahead and talk about first the pros of forming a foreign corporation. Then we'll go ahead and discuss the cons. So beginning with the pros of forming a foreign corporation. The main benefit of forming a foreign corporation is the fact that you don't have to pay self-employment taxes or social security taxes. The reason for this is because when you form a company overseas, in other words, when you form a foreign corporation, you don't have to withhold employee wages. When you don't have to withhold employee wages, this means that you are not responsible for social security taxes or Medicare taxes. And it's for this very reason that a lot of individuals believe that forming a foreign corporation will be beneficial. Let's use the UK as an example. When individuals form a UK corporation, they believe that they no longer have any sort of ties to the IRS. However, this is not necessarily the case. When you form a foreign corporation, you employ yourself under the corporation itself, because again, the corporation is seen as a separate entity from yourself. This means that you can be the sole shareholder, the sole director, or even the sole employee. Assuming an individual forms a UK-based foreign corporation, it's likely that they will not have to withhold employee taxes, which means that they don't have to pay for social security taxes or Medicare taxes. Additionally, an individual would not have to worry about paying self-employment taxes. Basically, how this would look is an individual, an entrepreneur, would hire themselves under their corporation as an employee, and they would then set some sort of salary for themselves. The bottom line is, as long as a company is incorporated foreignly, in other words, as long as it's a foreign corporation that's doing all operations, there is no requirement to pay self-employment taxes, Medicare taxes, or even social security taxes. There's also another tax benefit. It's called the foreign earned income exclusion. This basically means that an entrepreneur is excluded from having to pay income tax as well, so long as the business, of course, is registered abroad. Typically, for this exclusion to apply, there has to be a threshold of $100,000. While all of this may sound beneficial, let's go ahead and talk about the cons of forming an overseas foreign corporation. So although a foreign corporation is formed, an individual is not absolutely free from taxes, because say for example an individual forms a corporation in the UK. Well, they may not be responsible for US taxes, but now they're responsible for UK taxes. What typically happens is individuals or entrepreneurs try to find a state that provides better or greater tax rates. But at the end of the day, individuals need to take into consideration the bureaucracy of the country. They have to take into consideration the different requirements required by the country. In this case, it would be UK. And they would have to deal and handle with taxes, paperwork overseas, which as a result, it's quite natural to potentially make some sort of mistake, which could lead to fines and penalties exceeding any sort of savings that you would have saved having formed that foreign corporation. And it's also important to keep in mind that when it comes to tax rates, other countries Other than US, they're very similar. And so it's always best to speak with a tax accountant or a professional in order to get a better understanding. In addition to having to still pay UK taxes, the foreign taxes, an individual also has to take into consideration the language of that country. If the paperwork and the language is different from the US, then it's likely that you'll have to hire some sort of professional in order to avoid any sort of mistakes. And hiring another professional in order to help you may not be the best idea, especially if you're trying to save money. In other words, when you hire a professional, again, the savings that you would have made, the savings that you would have had forming that for. If you would like to continue learning more about LLCs, businesses, online businesses, go ahead and watch one of these videos. Then you will be responsible for both UK taxes as well as US taxes. Instead of having to deal with just one authority, one entity, such as the IRS, now you're dealing with two entities, the IRS as well as the other authority in the other country where your corporation is formed. In order to keep things as simple as possible, in order to avoid any sort of fines or penalties as a result of improperly filling out foreign paperwork, in order to avoid expenses of having to hire a foreign professional, in order to keep things as simple as possible, an individual should highly consider registering a US business. Not only is the US government very stable and flexible, but when it comes to the bureaucracies, when it comes to the authority US companies have, US companies definitely have a great reputation. And the good news is you can open a US business from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be located in the US to open a US business. While the tax savings of forming a foreign corporation may sound ideal, don't forget to take into consideration the potential penalties, fines and fees, the additional expenses of having to hire a professional, as well as all the bureaucracies of the other country. Is it stable, etc. If you happen to have any questions about this video, please make sure you click the link in the description box below to book your free call with a professional who can help you better understand how to start your own business. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, as well as the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. It's time to invest in yourself. It's time to rise. If you would like to continue learning more about LLCs, businesses, online businesses, go ahead and watch one of these videos.